Namaste, my friend, and welcome to Namaste Today in the Zodiac weather. My name is Christopher Witecki. I am the sensei to Sirius joy, here to stand in my heart and walk in the light. Such a pleasure to walk by your side today. I'm lovecasting live in 5 dimensions on Monday, January 26, 2015, and today we are overlooking the beautiful Temple of Gaia, where I am proud to be connected to you. Thank you for showing up. I was just giggling before the show about how my master of Buddhism used to say Namaste. He'd be like, Namaste! And of course I'd be a smartass and be like, Gesundheit! And he'd be like, oh. It was fun. Namaste! I see the light in you, and it's a great day today. We're going to feel and connect to each other. Good news, step 6 rules today. That means the giving and receiving part of our soul is opened up. It is a day for really opening trade. And we've been climbing our consciousness. If you've been watching, we've been climbing up the mountain into the sky, and now we are orbiting the earth, getting more of a bird's eye view of our lives. That's what Aquarius energy is, the part of us that maps out everything. Right? And that's kind of what the age of Aquarius is about. It's when everything will fall into place according to the way the universe maps things out. So today in step 6, it's time to open our hearts to giving and receiving. Open up for business, if you will. And I think you'll find that business does open up. The moon is in Taurus, so emotions are manifesting material, manifesting moving forward. 2015 in action, and Mercury in retrograde. So we're having a lot of interesting new connections to people. We're seeing new kind of perspectives on our lives we haven't seen before. And I believe we are eradicating guilt and karma. More on that in the Sensei Sunrise. Before we dive into where we are with the giving and receiving, let's first train our brain, shall we, with the phrase of the day. I am ready to give, and I am open to receive. And so it is. Now, I am ready to give. A lot of people are ready to give, but do you ever resonate on it, really? Are you ready to give? And let me tell you a little secret. We don't want to be ready to give until we feel full and we feel satisfied and in our whole. So make sure you feel full and satisfied before you say you're ready to give. Make sure you have it before you're ready to give, basically. And open and ready to receive, of course, but not so much of course. I know a lot of people in life where I go, you look great, and they're like, thanks, like they can't receive it energetically. And we consciously really do feel good when someone sends us love and we receive it. It feels so good. That smile or the baby giggling or any type of love feels wonderful, right? It also feels wonderful to have your love received. There's some sort of satisfaction as humans. It's like, there's some sort of energetic exchange. We know this. Today, this is the day of doing that, but you have to be ready to play both sides of the spectrum. I'm ready to toss the ball. I'm ready to catch the ball. And really, energetically, is your mind set up? Are you open for business? And if you're not open for business, that's okay. Just be aware of that when someone comes up to your face today and is like, I want to give and receive. Because really everyone today is going to be feeling it. So the mind should be trained. Smartass, I'm ready to give and I'm open and ready to receive. And so it is. I thought so. So the serious step of the day is step 6. This is the natural born ruler of Libra, if you want to know. And the ruling state of awareness is therefore Libra, or I give, receive. So we are balancing. This involves, of course, relationships. This involves really all relationships. The truth of the matter is all business on earth happens through human to humans. Never will change, even if it's over the internet, sending an email to a human, right? So we all give and receive, and we always will, because none of us wants to do it all. We can't do it all. So this is the beauty, I think, of the human race, is that we work as a wonderful team, whether we see it or not, we do. Look at how cool we are. We really are. And this is a day where we are doing that. Now, today, if you're having problems doing that, it may be that you are blocked somewhere in this consciousness. And so that may be part of the day, is realizing, why am I not ready to open up and give and receive? And that is the spiritual work, if you want to call it work. Let's look at the colors and the chakras involved and how to kind of walk out of the house feeling color balanced. For one, giving and receiving happens through the throat chakra. It starts with the word, and word is part of it. So we actually give and receive through the throat. So if people are having problems receiving, they often have sore throats. Seriously, it happens like that. And it's a blue issue. So you're needing some charge of blue. Violet is what we're working on, of course, in our crown chakra, Aquarius, and belonging. And in essence, with step 6 and business opening up today, this is the first day of feeling as if we belong here or not. That is by do our goods and services sell? Do people want to give and receive in this neighborhood? So if you're finding that you have, nothing is crossing the border going back and forth at all, not even opportunity, you might be in the wrong belong consciousness. Maybe you don't belong there. And that's what we're leading up to in step 8 in a couple of days. And, I always think that we should walk out of the house doing some basic cleansing. So if you can, just breathe through your yellow chakra, the third chakra, and that is your solar plexus, and it is a tingly spot inside. Also, it doesn't hurt to ground yourself and let emotions and energy drain into Mother Earth and just kind of imagine yourself rooted to the center of the earth. This because we are way high, of course, in our God crowd consciousness. Oh my goodness. I will blame Mercury for that and get away with it because I can. So we are, of course, working on the crown. Aquarius and Pisces energy is the crown. And whenever we're high in the crown, we want to be sure to ground. So ground any way you can. Exercise, any type of activity, red chakra root, will ground that high vibration. So let's take a look at the timing of things with the cosmic clock. So, tick-tock, tick-tock, it's 11:05 and 54 seconds right now. And the sun is step 6. Step 6 Aquarius, we're now in the mid-sail of Aquarius energy. You're getting a good taste of what the transit will be like today. That's basically what I think this early step 6 is, as we kind of explore human consciousness every year, cycle by cycle, circle by circle, right? So when we come into the early transit, this is where we get a feel of, okay, this is what I can expect to be my issues with this year. Right? And every year we deal with this, very much like when we were an agriculture-based society, it was very much tied to a common duty to the farm, and so at this point, we're in North America, we're in the cold at this point, we weren't harvesting. Mercury is step 14 retrograde. Now, what that means, it's been a step 14 for a while, and we are focusing on just our thoughts. You wouldn't know it, especially with those dramatic pauses I'm having, but literally you're going to find that the old way of just pulling it out of your mind suddenly kind of freezes, and what you end up with is having to say a different way. So that is kind of the way it works with Mercury retrograde, but in a way it feels like the universe is nudging us to get something that we didn't get already, or the subconscious of our brain is letting things out. So people are letting things out, and at step 14, we literally are getting clear about what we weren't clear on. And the moon is in Taurus today. That means emotions are auto-manifesting reality, and for the next 36 hours or so, what you feel and be will come. So take great care of yourself, just hang out in the pasture, and chew on your life. Pluto has just moved to step 14. And Pluto is the death march. It does show us where we are going to be killing things for good forever unless you want to recreate it another time. And at this point, this is our thoughts. Step 14 is our thoughts. So we're going to be changing our thinking now in this step 14 degree. This, of course, is squaring to Uranus, the part of us trying to redefine what we are. Uranus and Aries saying, let's innovate what I am. So we're trying to innovate what I am. And that means that it will be the death of certain decisions and the death of certain thinking as represented in Capricorn. Of course, Uranus is at step 13. That's a Grand Master Uranus. So what that says is all fears are going to come out. That's probably a little too long song, I know. I'm going to pretend like it didn't go that long. But you want to basically allow all of your old stuff to come out. All of your old fears are going to come out. That's what the psycho music really is. And so there'll be moments where you feel psycho. That psycho energy, I find, is the old ego fighting to stay alive. Okay? And so the part of you that used to like to jump in the fight, the part of you used to like to, get involved, the part of you that part of you is having to heal, literally sit down and heal and do not stand anymore. So there's an inner fight in us, and this square represents fears we have on both sides coming together in electrical storms. So whatever you're afraid of on one side, whatever you're afraid of with control issues on the Pluto Capricorn side, these control issues, boom. This is the tension. This is also going to force the world into a new interesting paradigm, I'm certain, as Pluto continues to climb and the death of old thinking continues to happen. So now let's hover across the earth and do our Sensei sunrise. We're at step 6, Aquarius. And climbing our human conscious ladder here, you can see we're just over halfway through the first decade of consciousness, and the moon is in Taurus. So at this point, we have been getting acquainted, and I can say the good news is that we are now in the clouds of our life, and we have ascended past the turbulence of the transit. The real turbulence was the first 5 days and through this weekend. I expect things to clear up, even though Mercury is retrograde, and we are, having communication issues and sometimes outages. You know what I mean? But we are starting to float, and that's part of the nice part of this transit, I think, in the next 2 months, is that we do get to float. When you let go of the lower vibration stuff, you can really just kind of see where you're at and get a perspective of your life. And energetically, the whole collective consciousness of humans are doing the same. So there are, in my opinion, 4 ways to give and receive with consciousness, each represented by a letter here. And I'm not going to go into all of them today. I'd rather just focus on the D, which is what's happening right now, which is that we are connecting right now and giving, receiving based on my beliefs and your beliefs coming together. So beliefs and beliefs coming together is the most common way I find that human beings give in exchange. Even behind all sorts of product purchases and everything, really it's the beliefs underneath and the principles underneath in which we are exchanging. And when we do an exchange, that's exactly what happens. It's basically one of the 3 of the triangles of a belief come together, kind of a law of attraction, and in that connection, we can connect to each other. So Venus quotients, I don't know if you've ever seen these videos I put out, but these are free videos that are already on YouTube and they're on their mothership, and they talk about one's Venus quotient. Today, technically, Venus rules the day, and Venus is energetically how well we give and receive. When a person is born, Venus is so far up the ladder, and having how far up the ladder can tell us how a person likes to give and receive, how high you like to give and receive. There's also a way in which you like to give and receive. So we all have a flavor in which we like to have our give and receiving, and we all have a degree or a step number that we like to be at. Today we're at step 6, which is one of the pure vibrations of giving and receiving. The next step of pure vibration give receive is step 15, and the following is step 24. That's because these add up numerologically to a 6. 6 is the energetic. So people have asked, 666 is all about free love and awesomeness. The way it got associated with the devil was definitely a bad campaign that everyone bought. But energetically, 6 energy is sexy. 6 energy is awesome. And we're now in the 6 in Aquarius, which means we are opening up to giving and receiving. And we are opening up now to new ways of giving and receiving, especially if we're willing to forgive ourselves and forget some of the past. I'll talk about that more in the Zodiac weather here when we get back to the break, what each of you is needing a little help with in that regard. But I have a new little thing coming out here. Now, I have announced the Sirius Joy Personal Sensei Service, and actually I have some very courageous beta subscribers who've been subscribing for a while, and I'm going to show you starting today how Namaste Today and the Sirius Joy Personal Sensei Service kind of integrate. One is called the 1111. Now, at 1111, your local time, when you're in the Sirius Joy Sensei service today, if you are in the service, you will get a text at 1111 that will talk about what your VQ is, and I'll give you a link to a video to learn more about your VQ. Then at 3:03, exactly in your local time, I'm sending you a text Joy Toy that will talk about what I love about you and why. These are all based on the artificial intuition we have on our clients. And from this point forward, I'm going to be integrating some of my video shows and the ability to text people based on their chart so people can get really deep on that. We'll talk about how you can sign up if you want to after the break. But the Joy Toy at 3:03, I find out in the afternoon you just have to have something that warms your heart. So look for the Joy Toy at 3:03 and, of course, your VQ at 11:11. And I'll be right back after this with more, my friend.
Hello, Soul Gardeners. I am Alexis Anmore, and I am pleased to announce that Soul Garden and the Superhero Children Project are now teaming up to bring you the Superhero Children program here online at soulmart.me. The Superhero Children program is a philosophy class for children that uses science and meditation to teach self-awareness, personal responsibility, and heart-centered decision-making to children in a way that's fun and easy to grasp. And it's offered here now at soulmart.me. So to find out more about getting your child involved in this program, visit soulmart.me or click on the Modern Mommies link on soulgarden.me. I look forward to teaching your kids. Until then, live, love, be.
Your date of birth holds all the secrets to your soul. You give us your date of birth, we'll tell you the secrets to love, the secrets to lust, and who the best person for you just might be. I have the answers. Check out Secrets of Birthdays at secretsofbirthdays.com. Soul Garden. And here we are back at the soulmart.me trading post. I have some cool items for trade right now in the post. The first is a series of web videos and classes and seminars that I call under the Sirius Joy Academy. These are all classes to help you step into your joy very simply and very practically. The first is, or the next I should say, the next class I have is Reading Relationship Charts, which will be on February 1st. It's a 2-hour class. You show up with your chart and someone you admire, and we will look through the relationships. This is recorded, and you will get a free copy if you show up. We have some tickets available still for a couple seats. And we have our first children's series and online seminar, webinar called the Superhero Children's Training Awareness Program. This will plant seeds of awareness in your child using physics and science as the premise. Come on down to soulmart.me and see Alexis Anmore. She talks about this. She taught this in schools in Texas, and this really does shift children's awareness in a simple science way and puts them ahead in science in the same time too. A lot of interesting things they walk away with. For more details, go down to soulmart.me for that. And as I mentioned before the break, the Serious Joy Personal Sensei Service, I'm doing a 60-day trial where you hop on board, you're not charged again, and I send your phone 5 to 7 times a day spiritual encouragement. You saw 2 of the things I'm going to send. I always send actually a reason why I love them, actually, and the 1111 is a standard. You'll see that get at your local time every day. I'm always sending little pieces of information about you and knowing the planets, little words of encouragement when it gets hard. So 2 months is just $39.95. It's using the AIT artificial intuition technology we're launching in April, and so it's going to be real interesting to see how it feels to you. I'm hoping that it feels very, very personal. That's what I worked on. And it is me writing every text message, incidentally. And if you'd like to work one-on-one with me, buy 1 hour, get a 30-minute free. We'll go on till February 1st, and then I'm going to end the sale for a while because I tend to oversell my future by accident. But right now, for $99, you can get a full 90 minutes with me. That's 60 and then a 30. Both are MP3 recorded and on Skype, so it's a fun time indeed. Or if you want to just put your toe in the water, a 15-minute step reading is just $39.95, also MP3 recorded. All of this and more is available at soulmart.me. So let's take a look at today's Gong. Today's Gong is especially for my viewers. I've come to know you very well. I love all of you, by the way. As you come and get readings and I get to know you, I'm just tickled to death of the beautiful souls that are watching. And I'll tell you what we all have in common, my friend. We are all unfair to ourselves. Be fair to yourself. Be fair to yourself. And right now, in 2015, as we head out and begin business and start to give and receive, You don't want to set the first impression where you're going to be giving it away, or that they're going to get all sorts of extra stuff, or da-da-da-da, and you're going to end up with a negative balance at the end of the day energetically. See if you can be fair to yourself all day today, in every step. All you have to do in consciousness is consciously focus for one day. Fall asleep, you wake up, it's less difficult to focus on that the next day, and so on and so forth. Each day is a step of consciousness, and that's the 11 steps. So today, as we're starting off in this, orbit of our life, and we're starting to get the flow of where we feel we are and where we belong, be sure to be fair to yourself. Now, one more point I'll make, especially for my clients and the people I get to meet. Be fair to yourself on the inside. Ask yourself, is this fair of myself to expect? Is it fair of myself to say this? Would I be that way to someone else? I think a lot of us are extremely unfair to ourselves, and if you don't stop that on the inside, then you will continue to manifest unfair situations on the outside. Because by the law of attraction, if you are unfair to yourself, everyone will somehow know that you tolerate that sort of shift, and they will be drawn to your booth. But before you analyze whether or not you're fair, let's take a look at the moods of each of your brothers and sisters today, and as a little gift to you where you need to be fair to yourself, this is of course to my astroanalysis, be fair to yourself about the following. Scorpios, sunny and sentimental today, really feeling their partnerships and equality. Be fair to yourself, though, about what your heart wants, and be honest about yourself, too. Fair meaning that you will get it and more. Step 1, the Leos, sunny and professional today, but be fair to yourself about where to draw all lines with yourself and everyone. Be very fair there, particularly. Step 2, the Cancers, sunny and social today. The crabs are out doing business, but be fair to yourself about what you do and don't know. So if you did know or didn't know, don't beat yourself up. Be fair to yourself and be honest with yourself about what you have to learn. Step 3 is the Sagittarius, sunny and hyper aware, particularly of their body today, but be fair to yourself about how you truly feel or don't. If you accept that feeling no matter what it is, and be fair about yourself, and be fair about what it's going to take to correct that feeling too. Be fair. Step 4 is the Aquariuses, sunny, nesting, and resting today, but be fair to yourself about personal values and money, and also expectation of manifesting money. Be fair to yourself about that. Step 5, the Geminis, cloudy and private, a bit withdrawn today, but be fair to yourself about your career choices, the past and the future. No judging yourself on the past right now. Step 6, the Librans, sunny and private, probably withdrawn today, but the masters of fair usually are not to themselves. That's what I find most of the time. So be fair to yourself about your work life right now and your health and body. That's what I'm saying from the astrology. That's where it's really sensitive. You got to be fair. Step 7, the Pisces, sunny and pensive today, but be fair to yourself about prior mistakes or wrong turns you made. It's okay. It's the way it is on Earth. Mistake is a mistake. That's what I realized this weekend. Like in Hollywood, where it's like, take 2, take 3. That's how I'm screwing with my head. I'm like, it's just a mistake. They're all mistakes until you get the right take, right? Step 8, the Capricorn, sunny and creative today, but be fair to yourself about all your thoughts and all of your self-judgments. That is a tall order, but see if you can. Step 9 is the Aries, sunny and productive today, but be fair to yourself about the past and what's truly possible. Be fair. A lot of Aries set themselves up to fail by saying that they're going to conquer the world in step 1. It's like, conquer step 1, proclaim 0, then you're like a surprise. You know what I mean? But you're really hard on yourself about what you expect out of yourself, So totally, what's possible, just be really fair. Step 10 is the Tauruses, sunny and cool with the moon in their sign. Be fair to yourself, Taurus, about public opinion and self-expectation in public as well. Be fair. Step 11 is the Virgos, sunny and learning today, absorbing knowledge, but be fair to yourself about past relationships and the current ones. including be fair to yourself at large. So that whole treat yourself nice speech I did in the beginning, I was kind of talking about you. Just saying. So let's now move on to retrograde madness, the Lightwalker Parade. First is Modern Mommies. Oh no, come on. There we go. Modern Mommies is the first video we have, and I'm not going to retape. It's just too late. And we did a great show when we taped this on Wednesday. It turns out a human rights organization is fighting George Bush. And has just convicted George Bush of war crimes, our former President George Bush. Interesting stuff. I don't know if it's in the major headlines, but it's interesting to hear what the ladies have to say. I also released an Astro 101 about Earth and the ruler of Taurus. That's right, Earth is the ruler of Taurus, and today the moon is in Taurus. So learn where Earth in your chart is and how it manifests in your life. If you're watching on YouTube, we ask to say, please be kind and do subscribe. It helps us with our YouTube relationship. And on Facebook, you can go right to the Namaste page by putting in soulgarden.me. And on Soulmart, you can join our email list. I send an email in the middle of the night. And don't forget, we will be in our first convention coming up here in Los Angeles at the LAX Hilton on February 6th through the 8th. We will be there. I will be there. The table will be there. Videos will be there. And this is a time people say they want to meet me. If you're in the LA region, come on down and say hello. Looking forward to it. Totally looking forward to seeing some light. I've been in my apartment for a long time. And now let's move on to the rock and roll gospel. What do we have today? Well, Alicia Keys, man. No One. I love that song. Very powerful. Incredibly powerful vibration. You have to be a real singer to sing this song. I'll just say that. No one else can. And Alicia is a very powerful Step 5 Aquarius. So Step 5 tends to be a messenger, right? Ruled by Gemini. But she is also in the Chinese rooster, just like Timberlake, same 1981 year. A firefly, here to spread light. And if you want to know her Venus quotient, she's an 8VQ Q8. So that is according to the system. You can see that on our videos. I do thank you guys, and I appreciate you tolerating my little mistakes here in Mercury retrograde. And I love you. It's going to be a good day of giving and receiving. So open up to yourself and to others. I'll see you in 24 hours with more. Until then, remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
This is just so ironic.